people. I just cried a little bit, Brian. Thanks for that. That was really, didn't know I was gonna cry today. Hi guys. I was really excited when, I think it was Blake that called me and he's like, hey, do you wanna come speak? And I was like, I never turned down a reason to put on heels or be the center of attention. So I was like, yes, definitely, I will be there. But Brian was really sweet. When they called me, I was like, I am not an expert on this at all. If you do follow me, that's really sweet. I don't really know why, but you can follow me. Are my slides up there? Amazing. Okay. I would love for you guys to critique me and be like, what's going on with this girl? Follow me on Instagram. Let's be friends. For me, I really pride myself in just winging it. Oh, that's great. Love it. But yeah, so I am not an expert, I'm not perfect at this, but I personally believe that perfect is boring on social media. So if you do follow me, you'll see that I am not perfectly posting at the same time every day. I'm not posting like all the same content. And that's because I believe that I'm doing something a little bit different with my social media, and we're gonna talk about kind of posting with a purpose and like what is your goal with your social media. So let's make social media authentic again. Thought that would be funny with the times we're in right now. Anyways, whatever. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so I do that. That's the button. Great. Oh, no, I'm gonna go back. No, yeah, that's the right one. Sorry, guys. This is the slide I want. Don't look at those. This one. Great. Okay, so something that I live by in my business is that people do business with people that they know and they like. And I actually think about my lender, who I've used for years since I was at Village, rest in peace, oh my gosh. And I think about, I still bleed purple, let's be real. Okay, so I got a call from this guy one day, and he was so intentional with getting to know me, and I was like, who is this guy? I never did a deal with him. His name's Clint Haynes, if you guys know him. I'm sure he'd be happy that I mentioned him, whatever. But he reached out to me, and I have been using him year after year after year, ever since Village, because he not only got to know me really well, but he allowed me to get to know him really well. He has opened up to me about his life. Him and his wife, they have 2 kids of their own, and they are fostering 4 kids. He's just an amazing guy, and he is not savvy on social media by any means, and he's actually very inconvenient. He's all the way out in Mount Juliet. There's not really a reason why I should be using him as like a, Nashville core, realtor. But I just know him and I like him so much. And so that's kind of how I think of social media. So if you have clients or past clients or future clients, I like to think about social media as your own personal free TV show in the palm of their hand at any time of day. This is your chance. I've had experience on HGTV thanks to our really good friend Courtney Wilson. That was really cool. I feel like that's kind of where a lot of my followers came from. These Canadian ladies that watch HGTV at 3 a.m. follow me for some reason, and that's kind of like how I built my following, I guess. But where I was going with that, I can't remember. What did I say? Oh yeah, own personal free TV show. I was like, this is such a great way for me to continually build on my personality and for people to know me. And so I just rolled with that. And so your purpose might be a little different. And I know there's that saying that Gen Zers are saying, they're like, what's it giving? Oh, it's giving. I actually just colored my hair. I don't like it. I'm gonna fix it. But my friend was like, it's giving hot mom. I was like, great. Now I definitely have to dye it back to brown. Don't worry, it's just temporary. So anyways, what is your social media giving? That's what I want you to know. And actually, I thought about having all of you pull up your social media account and passing it to the person to your left and having them say some 3 characteristics about you just by perceiving, I see Michael right laughing, thank you. Just what they're seeing about your character, your values, your personality, and what you're bringing to the table, not only as a realtor, but as a person. We're not gonna do that for the sake of time and germ, so just bear with me, but I would like you to think about, if you did pull up your social media, whether that's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, what would someone who doesn't know you really well get from that? What would it give to them? What would they perceive about you? And if you've never thought, what does, sometimes you just post aimlessly and you're like, I don't really know what kind of vibe I'm giving off. I'm gonna be honest, there are people in Nashville, I'm not gonna say who their vibe that they give off on social media is that they're way too busy for more clients, or that they only sell bajillion priced houses, and they don't have time for me. And I love some of those people, but I'm like, your character and who you are isn't coming through on your social media. It's almost too perfect. I actually it's crazy this, I got to come up and speak and this is so fun. But I was like, am I good at this? And literally that day I had a phone call from someone who I apparently had done a deal with years ago. She was the seller of a property and I was representing the buyer trying to snatch it up. This is like, 2021, multiple offers. And she just loved how, I guess, aggressive I was and I was really fighting for our clients. And so she started to follow me on social media. I don't know this woman. She wasn't saved in my phone, didn't know her. And she calls me and she's like, Jessica, would you be my realtor? I've got a listing. I have a couple listings coming up. I just would love for you to be my realtor. And I'm like, who is this? She's like, yeah, I've just been following you on Instagram since we did that one deal. I just loved your energy. And I just thought I'd pick up the phone and call you. And I was like, that's it. You need to come across approachable so that they pick up the phone and call you. To me, your Instagram is worthless, your Facebook's worthless. If you are not producing, unless you're just, like my dad who just wants to watch funny videos, or if you like to compare yourself to other realtors, which I'm totally, I do that too. Can I go back? Oh no. Can I? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, unless you're like, I'm just posting because my broker told me I should have an Instagram and social media, this is a free way for you to market yourself and really generate more business, more closings. And to me, there are 3 reasons to be on social media. I mentioned the third one, watching funny videos, whatever. We all love to do that. But I really think there are 2 main reasons why you should really revamp and focus on your social media and start posting with a purpose. The first reason, which is I think my reason for why I'm on socials, is to stay in touch with clients, to stay top of mind. Even though I'm a millennial, I still hate picking up the phone and calling people. Anybody else in here with me? It just feels scary sometimes. No one else? Wow, that's amazing. Good for you. But I still am like, do they want to hear from me? I actually, I was going to save this for the end, but I'm just going to tell you. If you guys know Bobby Noreen, literally one of the most, can we just give a round of applause for Bobby? Yeah. And Brian and Kevin, there's some amazing people in here and that have changed my life truly. Bobby being one of those people, I'll never forget, when I got my license almost 12 years ago, I was sitting in her office and she was telling me, she's like, you need to stay in touch with your people that know you and like you need to let them know you're in real estate and you need to stay in touch with these people. And I was like, they don't want to hear from me. What do I have to offer these people? A lot of these people probably have other agents that are way better than me in their sphere. They don't want to hear from little 22-year-old me. And she's like, you can't let fear stop you from growing your business. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I actually remember crying in her office because I was like, I was so crippled by fear that what I was going to put out wasn't going to be good enough, or that people wouldn't want to hear it, or why me? I don't have a face for that, whatever. There's reasons why you have fear. And I felt like that really held me back in my business, not just on social media, but by staying in touch with past clients. The second I pushed that fear aside and said, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, is when my business finally took off. So, talking about purpose number 1, posting with a purpose. If your purpose is to stay in touch with clients and stay top of mind, this is an incredible way. If you don't want to pick up the phone, you're not doing, client appreciation, Christmas gifts, things like that, this is a great way just to stay in touch. I have a really good friend who I met actually, she was a fellow 30 under 30, and we spoke together in St. Louis years ago. And I actually have her social media on here, and you guys can totally just scan her QR code so you can see what I'm talking about. Melanie Everett is her name. She's in Chicago. I met her briefly. We met at a speaking engagement and then, followed her on Instagram, and that was it. That was my only interaction with her. But I tell you, I would feel so comfortable just picking up the phone right now and calling her because her social media, I think, of all the realtors I follow, she's the one where I read every single post. I read every single article she posts, every single blog post. It's super integrated. Her